We begin with breaking news where we have just learned that the man charged with killing 5 people at the Capital Gazette is being held without bond. Jarrod Ramos has been charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder in yesterday's mass shooting. Now, we, of course, have a team of reporters covering this tragedy. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren is live at the courthouse in Annapolis where that bail hearing just happened. Mike.
This is the booking photo of suspected mass murderer Jarrod Ramos. Anne Arundel County's police chief revealed he carried a pump-action shotgun that he'd purchased within the past 18 months to blast his way into the newsroom of the Capital Gazette across from the Annapolis Mall yesterday afternoon, killing 5 people and injuring 2 more.
So we have tons of information that our investigators are going through today. Witness statements. We were able to successfully evacuate around 170 people out of that building yesterday. So all of those people in some type of way are either a witness, whether they heard or saw something. So they'll be interviewed by detectives. They were all last night into today. We have video surveillance that we have to go through. There's video surveillance from inside the building.
The shooter had a long-running feud with the paper, filing a defamation suit against the Capitol, upset over an article they wrote about his harassment of a former Arundel High School classmate. He had a Twitter account with years of threats against the Capitol's reporters that referenced past mass shootings. New charging documents reveal police have surveillance video of him at yesterday's attack. Police found him hiding under a desk after he terrorized the newsroom.
But as you mentioned, there was one person who actually tried to get through that back door, could not because Ramos had barricaded it and sadly was killed as a result of that.
All right, and we're going to go over to Rick Ritter now with more on the victims of yesterday's attack. Rick?
Yeah, well, Jess, hours after this heinous shooting, reality is beginning to set in, and we're learning more information about the 5 victims killed. There's no doubt about it. This is always the saddest part about our job, hearing how loving and caring these victims were. It was supposed to be an ordinary day of work for them, but turned out to be their last. The newsroom of the Capital Gazette turned into a gruesome scene on Thursday. The result, 5 people killed and many victims left, replaying the horrifying moments in their head over and over.
He was going down our newsroom, starting from the front, just continually shooting people.
Those killed in the heinous act have now been identified. 61-year-old Gerald Fishman had 25 years at the newspaper, a clever editor who won multiple awards and whose work and knowledge charmed many. John McNamara was another longtime employee. He had a passion for covering sports and was a talented writer who put out multiple books. His co-workers forced to watch him die.
I know that John was standing up. I heard the footsteps. John got shot. It was very close. I saw him get shot, but I didn't see the gunman.
34-year-old Rebecca Smith was a sales assistant, a recent hire, described as kind and considerate, and called herself a bonus mom to the best kid ever. 59-year-old Robert Hyacinth was an editor and columnist, known for his remarkable heart and humor. Then there's Wendy Winters, a highly skilled editor and community reporter who also thrived in the fashion industry. A tragedy that played out so quickly, but one many may never come to grips with.
In all honesty, it probably took all of 2 to 3 minutes. It was not a long event. I mean, it certainly felt like an eternity, and I'm sure anyone else that had gone through something like this would say the exact same thing.
And a short time ago, we heard from the Anne Arundel County Police Chief talking about how the suspect has not been cooperating, also how they had to use facial recognition just to identify him. Here's what he had to say.
I can confirm for you at this time that we identified the suspect with help through other investigative techniques by using facial recognition technology from the Maryland Image Repository System. I'd like to thank Governor Hogan for allowing us that help. I'd like to thank the Maryland Combined Analysis Center, its commanders, and I'd like to thank the state police for being so present in helping us identify the suspect. There are no other suspects we're looking for right now. We have no reason to believe anybody else but the suspect was involved in this atrocity. We did recover the suspect's car after a pretty lengthy search nearby. We have conducted a search warrant on that. I can't give you much more on that right now because we're still putting puzzle pieces together.
Again, that was the Anne Arundel County Police Chief shedding more light on the suspect and talking about how he is not cooperating and how they had to use facial recognition just to identify him. Now, jumping back to the victims, Robert Hyacinth, his wife, it was her birthday yesterday. The report's out that he actually sent her a package, and she got that package, reached out to him and said, hey, do you want me to open this now? He said, I'd rather wait until I got home, but he never did. Back to you.
God, Rick, I have the chills. Thank you so much for that report.